Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request thanks to Arthur, who sent in a generous donation through my PayPal. Thank you for that. To finally watch and check out Season 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian. Now, I will split up the videos, so this will be about Season 1. Then I'll do another video on Season 2. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, randomness, out of the blueness, commentaries, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And I can say this without a doubt, I really enjoyed this. I would say I like Season 1 a bit more than Season 2, but I still enjoyed both of them to the point that I wish I could own these. I really do. I wish there was a Blu-ray that I could own of these. Sadly, there's not, because they didn't officially release it. Bootlegs, I wouldn't even know which one to get without it being a screw-up. And it sucks, because I really, really enjoyed this. Like, I was surprised how much I enjoyed this. And I know, like, when I did the tribute, this little tribute I edited, there's some people that, I'm a bit surprised, and not everyone's a fan of this, and I'll say I wholeheartedly disagree. I know he was being nice, but he said, well, Matt, usually this is the type of stuff you're against where it's remember berries and remake, sequel. But to me, this is how you do it right. To me, this is how you do it well. And sometimes I'm a simple guy. I want to see a simple thing. In this case, I see a badass bounty hunter who, to disagree with the guy, he says that he gets, the lead guy gets outshined every episode. I don't get that. The Mandalorian is one of the more badass characters I've seen in a while. Like, one of the most badass characters I've seen since John Wick. This is like the John Wick. He's like the John Wick of this universe. Well, not quite up there. He's a little bit below, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed Pedro Pascal's voice. He keeps the helmet on most of the time. There's maybe, what, 3 times he takes it off. And those are essential moments where it needs to happen. And I mean, throughout the 2 seasons. Most of the time he's in a helmet. Pedro Pascal was the right voice. Yeah, he was in Wonder Woman 84, but no one could say that. He played the villain. He played the guy that reminded me of Burt Reynolds in the Kingsman sequel with the mustache, the American. So I liked him in this. I liked his voice. I thought his voice worked well. Works better than fucking Christian Bale, Batman voice. I was ready for Pedro Pascal to go, call me Snake. To me, this is a breath of fresh air, while the Disney Star Wars films were a breath of stale ass. And Baby Yoda was a better actor than anybody I saw in the fucking Eternals. I mean, in this year where I had to suffer through fucking Halloween Kills, which that's how you do sequel, whatever, bad. Just to me, this added. It added to the universe. It wasn't a regurgitation of what I saw before. People say it was. I don't know what they're talking about. I have not seen in a Star Wars a bounty hunter and a lone wolf and cub scenario where he's protecting this baby and he's kicking ass, taking names, killing when he needs to. He's cutting people in half with a door. He's throwing knives into droids' faces. He's getting on a fucking cannon. Or he gets a big fucking cannon and just blowing the shit out of stormtroopers as if he's fucking Arnold in Commando. No, I haven't seen that in Star Wars. And I'll say that here. And I'm going to get people pissed. I don't give a fuck. Well, I do give a fuck. But that's just fun to say that phrase. I do give a fuck. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest. This is because, like, Season 1 especially, has become my favorite thing of Star Wars. I said it. I like these films. I do. I like these movies. But I even said when I reviewed these, I grew up with the film. I like these films, but these are not the films I am drawn towards the most. I'm drawn towards this more. I'm drawn towards Rambo First Blood Part 2 and Rambo 3 more. I'm drawn more towards Commando and The Running Man. I'm drawn more towards Broken Arrow. That's my bread and butter. That's my cup of tea. When I see I Come in Peace with Dolph Lundgren, and when I see, even the Broken Fist, Johnny Yon Bot, Drive, Martha Costas, that's more of my cup of tea. And this is delving into more of those waters, so that's more of my interest lay more in that. I like these films. I do. And the reason I get so pissed about Disney Star Wars, and I see how easy it would have been, like, just to have Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Carrie Fisher, Leia in the same scene, and they fucked even that up. Just how the dilution of idiocy just mind boggles me to the point of just making my fucking head explode, and then comes out in a rant. I like these films. They're not like in my top 50 favorite films of all time, though. I guess I would say, really at the end of the day, I'm a casual Star Wars fan. Casual as in, the times I've seen these films are probably, the last time I saw them was when I reviewed them on the channel. And then before that, maybe like 10, 15 years before that. I don't watch the cartoons. I don't watch the Clone Wars. I haven't played much of the video games, except maybe the ones for Super Nintendo. But the other games, I haven't played them. I haven't read much of the comics. I haven't read the stories, the books. I would say I'm a casual Star Wars fan. Maybe that's why. But this, I like the Old West lone gunfighter type of hero. I like taking a Western with a sci-fi twist. It's like Outland with Sean Connery, which I love that film. It was high noon but in outer space. That's the thing, I'm more of an Outland guy than a Star Wars guy. And I keep mentioning, I like these films. But I've never said these are my favorite films of all time. I've never said that. Like, this is more my cup of film. Aliens, my cup of tea. Aliens is one of my favorite films of all time. I'm more towards Aliens than Star Wars. I'm more towards Hard Target than Star Wars. And this, well, no, it's not up to Aliens or Hard Target, but it's more in that direction. So that's why it intrigues me more. I mean, the first bit is him coming in, and I think that's another thing. I know some people were upset that it didn't show more worlds, and it didn't show more. I was fine with that because, number one, that would not. I like the story, I like the setup, I like the action scenes. For a TV show, at the end of the day, this is a TV show. It's pretty good looking for a TV show. And that's kind of how I look at it, is that this is like a 5.5-hour movie, but you have half the budget of a Disney Star Wars film. Let's say at most, with all this 5 hours, with all this stuff, marketing, let's say it's $100 million. That's a lot of money. But then Disney Star Wars costs like $200 million. And then this, you have to separate each one to have its own separate story, its own separate characters that you introduce, situations. You take 5.5 hours, but yeah, I'm just saying that doesn't bother me that you're not seeing a tremendous amount of other worlds. Because I wouldn't know what they would be. A flower planet, a water planet. If you did a water planet, it'd be the issues you had making films like Waterworld. And to me, I just didn't bother me as much. I mean, George Lucas did that with the Star Wars prequels, and a lot of people didn't like those movies. To me, that doesn't matter if I'm enjoying the situation, enjoying the plot, and enjoying, I'm a sucker for a guy coming in to kick ass and take names. And in each episode, the Mandalorian, who looks cool. To me, how people felt about Boba Fett, I'm like, what the fuck's the deal with Boba Fett? Boba Fett's an overrated fucking character. I always thought Boba Fett was an overrated character because he didn't do shit. That's why I always thought Boba Fett was overrated. He didn't do shit in the movies. He went around, and then in the Return of the Jedi, he got hit and went into a Sarlacc pit and got eaten, but not really, as you come to find out. Like, he didn't do shit. This, to me, okay, this guy proved he's a fucking badass. And in the first, he goes in a tavern, he's accosted, he beats some up, he shoots a guy, fucking gets cut in half with the door. And I'm a guy that did not follow this show. I didn't look at reviews, I didn't look at trailers, I didn't look up reactions. I'm watching this as a newbie. So, all this, like, I knew that Carl Weathers was in it, I knew that Gina Carano was in it, I knew that there was a Baby Yoda, which his name is Grogu. I'm just going to call it Baby Yoda because it's easier for me to say. But a lot of this was new to me, and I think that's the best way to watch it. It was for me. It was like, wow. This is actually, to me, respectful to Star Wars. And again, that goes back to, again, the guy was being nice. I'm not going to knock him or anything, but he's like, well, this seems like the type of stuff he would dislike. I'm like, no, this is more of the stuff I do like. A badass, kicking ass, taking names, a simple plot, commando, save his daughter. Hard target, don't hunt what you can't kill. Rambo 2, I don't want to save these motherfucking prisoners. Yeah, Murdoch, I'm coming for you. And you have your hero shine in almost every fucking episode. And the visuals look, and cinematography and the special effects look fairly good for a TV show. This is still, at the end of the day, yes, for streaming, I know, but it's still a TV show. Or it's got to have a story for, 40, 30 minutes. Which I'm fine with the length, so that way it's not too padded. Doesn't stretch it out too much. And unlike, say, Halloween Kills, like, it added nothing new. It added nothing unique. Just this alone of this lone gunfighter and then this lone wolf and cub, which was, back to the day of story. That alone being interjected into it is new enough compared to a lot of shit they do nowadays. Like Ghostbusters 2016 was just a shitty remake of... Even this new Ghostbusters is just... The hook of that film is to see the old 70-year-old Ghostbusters again. The hook of this, especially season 1, is not... In fact, in season 2, spoiler, in season 2, spoilers at the end, Luke Skywalker appears. But that was supposed to be a surprise. It's not being made just that, oh, I hope I see this. It's telling its own story of the Mandalorian trying to get this Baby Yoda to safety. Ghostbusters Afterlife is, yeah, it's about these kids, but it's more of, oh, Ghostbusters coming back, Ghostbusters 3. I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. It just, maybe it's just different strokes, different folks. I don't know how to put it. But to me, like the idea of the first episode alone, I get some cool lines of dialogue. I could bring you in warm, or I could bring you in cold. 4-1. I like those odds. And you get actors like Nick Nolte voicing an alien character. You got Werner Herzog, the director himself, and he works well for the role he's supposed to play. Carl Weathers. It's great to see Carl Weathers back. This is a guy that deserved more roles. Action Jackson himself, Apollo Creed. Dylan, you son of a bitch. Nice to see him again. And they handled his character fairly well. They didn't make him a bad guy. I mean, I would love to see more of Carl Weathers, but again, I like Carl Weathers. And he's not in the show a lot, but when he pops up, it's fun to see. It's just fun to see Carl Weathers again. I like seeing this bounty hunter side of Star Wars. Not just the Jedi. Jedi. To see a bit more to it. Because it's a bit more, I don't want to say relatable, but, I mean, yeah, if you train well enough, you could be like a Mandalorian. But you're never going to have a power like the Jedi. So it's someone have to use their weapons, their wits, and their fighting skills. That's, again, more of my cup of tea than just another Jedi's not superhero, but they, have superhero powers. So in a way, they're superheroes. That's why, they might not be the most realistic, but like Commando and John Wick and Cobra and Hard Target, those were my comic book characters, so to speak. It's probably why comics I read more The Punisher than Iron Man or Captain America. Although I like those movies. Yes, sometimes they'll have a creature that I wish was more practical, like in the first episode when he meets Nick Nolte's character and they get on this creature and they ride off. I wish that was more practical. But throughout the show, there is actually some pretty decent practical effects. But yeah, that creature, I do wish it was a little bit more practical. But yeah, that's for a TV show. If that's like one nitpick I have, okay, fine. But he had a nice shoot at the end, and he gets on this fucking cannon. While you have this other droid that's like a bounty hunter droid. That's where you find Baby Yoda. Which I like that idea, because it creates a certain sense of mystery of who this is and where did it come from. But at the same time, I don't want to know a whole lot about, like, the lead character. You get to know a little bit about him, but I don't want to know his fucking life story and his fucking, what's his sign, is he a Zodiac or not. You show me a little bit, but it's like Dredd, or even Snake Plissken. I don't want to know their entire life story. If it's a character like this, who's a total badass and has a little bit of mystery to him, yeah, I want to leave a little bit of mystery. And you still get to learn a little bit about him, but yeah, I don't need to hear his entire life story. And I'm fine with that. Episode 2. Yeah, I mean, Baby Yoda, I think, is cute. Has a lot of cute moments. And I don't mind that. It's like on YouTube, kittens playing. I don't mind those videos either. I could be sentimental guy at heart. Especially if this is a character who you have a bounty hunter risking everything to protect. And then it's understandable. I like that the Mandalorians have this type of code among them, kind of like the Klingons in Star Trek. I mean, it's kind of like if a Klingon in Star Trek was your lead and a badass, the lead badass. And in that type of code, and they go, this is the way, this is their moniker, this is the way. I like this code among this Mandalorian stuff, and payment is steel. The payment is steel so that he'll go to this lady who's got the armor on, and she makes this steel to fix his armor, or makes him a jetpack, or makes him more of a sleek armor, and that's like more of their payment that they want. So I like this showcase a little bit of this back. Again, that's something new. That's something I haven't seen in these films. To me, this is new, especially in terms in this fucking world of Star Wars. It's not The Force Awakens, that's literally a remake of this fucking movie. Force Awakens was literally a remake of this. Last Jedi, I'm gonna train you, trying to be like how Yoda trained me. And then I disappear, like Obi-Wan disappeared, and then we're gonna piss on Star Wars fans' faces. Rise of Skywalker, well, Rise of Shitwalker. Just fuck those movies. Even other stuff like Halloween 2018. What did it really bring new to the table? Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis is stalked again by Michael Myers as she's older and she has nightmares about what happened before and wants to protect her kid. Oh, I saw that. It's called Halloween H2O. I've seen that in the same fucking franchise. That's what I call Halloween's greatest hits. Halloween Kills. It's a shitty version of Halloween 2 from 1981. Michael Myers is pissed, goes and kills people. Yeah, I saw that. I saw him do that in a hospital in Halloween 2. But it was a better movie. I also saw the whole town going crazy in Halloween 4. It was a better movie. Within that same franchise. And yet, I'll bring him like a Jawa. But to me, I don't consider that as the remember berries. I consider that it is part of this world. Like, you can't just ignore everything about Star Wars if it's in a Star Wars world. It doesn't make sense to me. But at least when they mention it, or they show it, it's actually part of a plot. Like in Season 2, you have the Tusken Raiders. But it's actually part of a plot where they join with the townsfolk in order to defeat this like sand dragon thing. I'll get to that with Season 2. Sorry, the end of the episode 2. Like, he's tearing Baby Yoda, and once again, right from the get-go, there's these three guys trying to fuck with him. He fucking kicks their ass, tells them to lick his ass, and fucking blows up a guy to pieces. I'm like, oh shit, he literally blew up a guy to pieces. Not something I saw all the time in fucking Star Wars. Especially from your hero, because Jedi can't do that, because Jedi has limits. A Jedi has limits. He doesn't. And that's also what I like. You got a lead character who will kill when he has to. And if he needs to. Or, okay, you got Jawas. You know what I haven't seen with Jawas? Someone get a fucking sniper rifle and snipe fucking Jawas. I mean, or try to get on top of their Land Cruiser thing and try to overtake it. And lo and behold, the character is not, what's the male version of a Mary Sue? Ben Sue? What is it? John Doe? I don't know. What is a male version of a Mary Sue? Like, what, that terminology? Because he's not perfect. The Jawas beat him, he gets knocked down. But I was fine with that because, number one, he made up for it with all the other shows. And number two, it shows that he's not invincible perfect. Like fucking Rey Skywalker. I'm female, so I must be perfect. No. Get your ass knocked down a peg or two once in a while. That's what happens with this guy. But he has a lot more moments of kicking ass. That's how you make that work. It's like Hard Target. The bit where he gets grabbed and he gets fucking beaten up. What was it, what the bad guy said? You tell your bitch girlfriend to get her titties north and step on the gas. And then you deal with the Nolte's alien character again. Deal with the Jawas again. Okay, I need some stuff to fix my ship. We'll give it to you, but we need this thing from this giant creature. And that's put into place so that we're able to showcase that Baby Yoda can do something. And the Mandalorian realizes, oh, there's something more to this thing. It can actually do certain stuff. Let's see. So I haven't done a lot of TV show seasons, so it's me trying to put everything into place, so I'm not lollygagging too much. Like episode 3, pretty much kicked his stormtrooper ass, the episode. Because that's when he's supposed to deliver the baby, and because this was his job, is to get this. He didn't know it was a baby, but he realizes it, delivers it, and realizes, no, this is fucking bullshit. And you get that hero moment where he's doing his job, he's a bounty hunter, he leaves, he's about ready to go on the ship. And it's that classic moment, he's about ready to go, fuck this, I'm not going, goes back, and just kicks ass. Killing stormtroopers, fucking even burning this cool thing that he has, that he shoots, and it's fucking heat-seeking rockets. That's what I mean, not knowing anything about this, and just watching it, I didn't know a lot of this stuff was coming. I went, oh, that's badass, cool. That's what I want. I want entertainment. I want to be entertained. That's what The Mandalorian did. Even Season 2 did. I was entertained. That's why I would like the fucking Blu-ray of this. Fucking Disney Plus. They said, we will never release stuff. I'm like, yeah, great. So we have shit Disney Star Wars films on Blu-ray. But the best Star Wars thing, in my opinion, my personal favorite Star Wars thing, can get a fucking Blu-ray. That's, of course. Of course. Disney still... And no, I did not have Disney Plus. I did not watch this on Disney Plus. I don't fucking support Disney Plus. I'm not giving my money to Disney Plus. I saw this for free somewhere else, because I'm not giving Disney my fucking money, because 9 times out of 10, they suck ass and suck dick. I don't want them to suck my dick because they use teeth. I don't want them to suck my ass because they would fucking put a fucking trombone up my ass and try to play me for a loop. Fuck Disney Plus. Fuck Disney. I saw this for free somewhere else. So, anyway. Now that ranks out of the way. Like, episode 3 is one of my favorite episodes. It's pretty much Mandalorian kicks ass, the episode. He's kicked his stormtrooper ass, and then he's in the speeder caravan, and the bounty hunters are shooting him, and he's fucking shooting them bad, getting rifles, shooting them bad, shooting the pieces. And then the other Mandalorians help out. And then again, you showcase more of their code. Kind of the code the Klingons, or even, Predator. Code of honor, however you want to put it. Episode 4, that's where we did Gina Carano. And I will say this. I have been a critic of Gina Carano in the past. Because I don't think she's the best actress. In the Blood, whatever the hell that movie is, that sucked. Haywire, did not care for. She's still not a grade A actress. She's not. But this is the role she fits in. This is the role tailor-made for her. I think this is the best job she's done. Again, not a grade A actress. She's not Sandra Bullock. She's not Halle Berry. She's not, a great actress. But if you want to take someone and how to use them, I think she's actually used fairly well when she pops up in this. I like her look. I like her fights. I like how physical she gets. The dialogue is okay, but it's not too long to really fuck up anything. And it looks like she's comfortable in the role. And I still think it's bullshit that she got fired. Watching the whole bit of all of her stuff is even more bullshit she got fired. Because I do think, because Gina Carano seemed like she had potential, even though she's not the best actress, but look-wise, physically-wise. I think this was the right fit for her. And lo and behold, the two fight, and it's equal. It's not one's better than the other. Boys drew and women's rule. At least it doesn't do that. That's another thing. I don't see a lot of fucking agenda in this. I don't. Entertainment is what I saw. I like when they're fighting and they're in the standstill and they turn and there's Baby Yoda just doing this, just... Again, I thought Baby Yoda was cute. Mandalorian was badass. You have some nice supporting cast like Gina Carano and Carl Weathers pop up from time to time. Episode 4, I didn't mind the whole village stuff where they're teaching them how to fight because they gotta fight this Imperial Walker. I thought it was utilized well. I thought it was utilized better here than what it tried to do in fucking Rogue One. Where it's at nighttime and there's only one of them, but it shows just how dangerous one of them is. I like that it took place at night because it gave a different feel to it. And how they had to down and dirty take down this thing. I thought the effects for a TV show worked fairly well. I didn't mind that episode. Episode 5, I would say that was the weakest episode. That was, if there's an episode I did not like, it was episode 5. I'll give you that. Episode 5, literally an episode that you could completely skip. This was the weakest episode. It was this... Filler can be fun. Filler can be entertaining. So it's not just because something's filler that it's bad. But this was just fairly boring. Other than, I will say this. The beginning is good. I wouldn't say skip it. The beginning is good. The beginning has this cool, small but cool space scene where a guy's trying to shoot him, steals his line, and he does a Top Gun move and blasts him. That's my line. Because the guy says, I could bring you in warm or I could bring you in cold. And the Mandalorian's, oh yeah? You don't steal my fucking line? That's my line. That was badass. So I would say that's worth it. That beginning is worth it. You know, that was badass. That's one of the more badass moments of the whole fucking season to me. But after, I mean... He lands, he needs his ship fixed, there's these pit drawers, this lady. The lady, good actress. Didn't mind her. But he does a tattooing. Gets trying to find a job to pay for his repairs. This guy gives him a job to find this assassin. They get shot at. They get to drop on Mina Wen, Chun-Li from Van Damme Street Fighter. They capture her. I'm going to go find someone. Or I'm going to try to find more transportation. Comes back. The girl seemingly is dead. And the guy turns on him, saying, if I get you, I'll get into your group. I'll get into the guild of bounty hunters. I'll make a lot of money. I like the moment where Mando's like, oh yeah? You think you got the drop on me? Has his little light, blinds him, and able to shoot him. Dead like he deserves. That was a cool little moment. But yeah, it was just the weakest episode. It wasn't the most exciting or thrilling. That's one that didn't bring a whole lot new into the situation. I like the opening of that episode. I like the close of that episode. The middle is pretty like, fairly forgettable. I mean, I could watch it. It's not like I despise it. The more I think about it, weak. If there's a weakest episode, it's that. But the other episodes made up for that. Before and after. Again, at least it had something good. Like the opening's pretty badass. At episode 6, pretty much he visits another guy for a job, meets this team of like former criminals. One was played by Bill Burr, the comedian, which I thought he actually did a rather good job. He was like a former Imperial sharpshooter. Someone goes, "That's not saying much," and then the guy goes, "I was a stormtrooper, you wise ass." Pretty much saying, "Oh, Imperial sharpshooter," because stormtroopers always miss. And the fact that Bill Burr had to say, "I was a stormtrooper, you wise ass." Also, Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown from Highlander and Pet Sematary 2. He was this big red alien. You have this blue lady alien who plays with knives. You got this droid. So this team he's got to join, and you find out it's like a prison escape. So it's like a prison escape scenario. And there were fun moments like Bill Burr wondering, "Hey, what's under your helmet? I wonder, are you even human? Are you a Gungan?" And like, he does like a Jar Jar impersonation. But there's also badass moments like when they're pinned down and the droids are shooting up the protected the containment stuff, and he fucking Mandalorian just goes in, clears house, throwing knives in the droids' heads, ripping their heads off. They get the guy, he gets fucked over, but he gets out on his own, and pretty much takes care of each of these guys in different ways. So, and this is all spoilers. The lady alien blocking all her shots, her knives, knocked down, dried out fight with the Clancy Brown's character. Bill Burr is more of stealth. I like the lighting. I think the lighting is really well done this scene. Where you see Bill Burr looking over here, and in the back it keeps blinking this light, and you see Mandalorian pop up, then disappear, then pop up, disappear. I thought that was a really nice touch in terms of lighting. And at the end you think that he's been fucked over, but he fucks them over. And is able to... The guy who hired him is like, "Hey, I've been paid, I'm going to go." And then you think, oh, they're going to try to fuck him over and send an attached ship. Well, the Mandalorian fucked them over, the guy who hired him, because he put a tracking in his pocket. And so the X-Wings now go and attack them while the Mando's able to get away. So, I thought that was cool. Again, it's utilizing Star Wars toys like X-Wings or Jawa or something, but doing it to make it its own. Which I appreciate. Is kind of what I fucking want. Taking something old and making something new from it. But like with like the new Ghostbusters, from what I heard, is just, anyway, I forget. I'm not don't go into that. Episode 7, we get Carl Weathers back in again. We also get Gina Carano back in again. Nick Nolte's alien character back in again. Pretty much establishing those characters back again. Carl Weathers gets a cool badass moment because at first he's going to turn on the Mandalorian, but he realizes there's more going on. At night they're attacked and the baby actually heals his arm. And Carl Weathers gets that cool moment where the people he's with are going to fuck over Mandalorian Gina Carano, and Carl Weathers turns and shoots them all quick draw and saves our two characters. It's like, yeah, Carl. And it's a build up to episode 8, which there's a lot of stuff going on. You have this droid that we saw in episode 2 or 3, Fitz-Nolte's character, come in, just tearing house on stormtroopers. Oh, before I get to that, you have this kind of funny scene. It reminded me of... If you remember back in the day, a couple of you might remember this. There was a little short film where it was a parody of Cops, but it was with stormtroopers. I'm not sure if anyone remembers that, but I remember that way back in the day. This is like the early stages of the internet. And, I mean, this was... Might be like a short film that you saw like on a DVD at first. But it's like... They did a version of Cops, the TV show, but that it was all done with stormtroopers. This would kind of remind me of these stormtroopers. At this point, they got the baby, and they're just told to wait, and they're just talking with each other. They're hitting the baby. They're trying to shoot something. They keep missing. But that did more in giving something about stormtroopers than any of the Disney Star Wars films combined. That's what I'm talking about. It does stuff that adds to the world. And at the end of the day is also entertaining. To me, like the new Ghostbusters, it doesn't add too much to the world for me to see 70-year-old Ghostbusters come back to do some stuff. That's just me. And it doesn't look like I don't give a fuck about the kids. Same with a lot of this stuff. Here I actually care about the Mandalorian and Carl Weathers and Gina Carano and Baby Yoda. At least I care about the new characters. That's another thing about why this is different to me compared to others. And then after that, the droid comes in, fucks those two up. It's a total badass. Just a lot of like Gina Carano shooting. Mandalorian gets this big ass weapon and gets like one of the like fuck yeah moments. When I saw it, I went, oh fuck yeah, just laying the town and all these stormtroopers. But again, he's not the male equivalent of Mary Sue. Does he have this bad guy, Giancarlo Esposito, which it was actually cool to see him in there because I remember him from Maximum Overdrive. Well, it's the guy from Maximum Overdrive. If you've seen that film, you remember the guy at the arcade? Wow. And he gets fried. That's Giancarlo Esposito, and he's I guess you called the main villain in this in season 2. So that's just cool to see. Like, it's the Maximum Overdrive guy. You want to stop and find an arcade machine? Maybe fry him again. But it shows that a little development of the Mandalorian character, because he's always talking about how he hated droids, and he's like, I don't take my mask off, because no, it's against the code that anyone who's alive is like, well, I'm not alive, I'm a droid. So he's able to get healed. And the whole take off the mask, that's a arc, and it shows just how special did the Baby Yoda, the child that maybe reminds him of his youth when he was pretty much orphaned, and here's another child who's orphaned like he is, and there were people that took care of him, but no one's been able to take care of this child, and it's all up to him. There's other avenues you can look into. And that's, I'm a sucker for that kind of story too. Even like the bit that was cool, like our characters get on like a river of lava that this other droid has to swim them. It's almost like the river of Styx. And when the humor happens, it's actually genuinely funny. While Carl Weathers, they have this TIE fighter attacking him, and Carl Weathers going, "Hey baby, baby, do the magic hand thing. Do the magic hand thing again." And the baby's like, thinks it's a wave. Hey, I'm going to wave back. And it's like, well, I'm out of ideas. Like, that's humor done well. That did make me generally chuckle. Hey baby, baby, do the magic hand thing. And to end the season, let's have the Mando do a fucking yet another badass thing. Take down a fucking TIE fighter by himself. Hooking on, bomb it, jump off. Yeah, it was fucking badass what he did. Fucking badass. I appreciate that. And that's what he did. And that's why I like the Mandalorian, especially season 1. I see a badass guy doing badass things. He looks cool. He sounds cool. He's got cool weapons. He can fight. He can shoot. I did title the John Wick equivalent of a Star Wars. I think the story is simple, but for me it was effective. Episode 5 and stuff, there's filler there, but it's either telling me bits of the world, or at least they're entertaining. It's like a lot of other TV shows. And I was pleasantly surprised by this. I was pleasantly surprised by this. I do think season 2 is a little bit of a step down, but I still enjoyed that as well. Again, I enjoyed both seasons. Honestly, I think they should stop after season 2, but they won't. They'll do a season 3 and whatever, because I don't want them to fuck up. But, don't push a good thing too far, because you'll eventually ruin it like everything else. But, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.